Good evening, good evening, good evening to all you wisdom walkers out there. This is Jojo Maria and Saroma coming to you with another installment of Wisdom Walk to Self Mastery or Wisdom Walk Talk. Yeah. And this is a show I love, love, love to be able to do because I'm introducing our annual theme for 2026 and of course, our 5 collective commitments. Yeah, yeah. Um, I hope that they're going to really work for you as well as they're already working for me. But as always, before I go any further deeper into this conversation, let me first, honor the ancestors. Yes, these are the people whose shoulders we're standing upon. These are the people who have opened the path for us to be where we are, doing what we're doing to make this world a better place. So I like to honor my teachers, Malidoma and Sobonfu Somé from Burkina Faso, land of the proud ancestors, and also to my family members who have gone on back to the land of the ancestors, including my mother, my father, my aunts, my grandma, my grandpa, my great grandma, my great grandpa, my uncles and aunts, and dear family friends who were also caretakers when we were growing up, like Miss Mathis. So I invite you to join in this invocation, speak aloud the names of those ancestors that you would like to invoke, you would like to have guide you along this journey in 2026. Creator, Mother, Father, God, Source, all the one, all that is. May the ancestors hear our prayers. Ancestors, 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 we call out to you at this opening of 2026 and thank you for guiding us safely through our personal and collective challenges during 2025. Give us easy access to the wisdom we have gained and enable us to use that wisdom as we enter a new chapter on our never ending journey of self mastery. Enable us to become peaceful citizens and stewards of the new earth, daring greatly to live out our new narratives and knowing that these are divinely scripted for ourselves and for our world. This year, we again ask and thank you for granting us access to our higher timeline, where we know that unconditional love is the ultimate reward for our self mastery, and that happy endings are our birthright, and we can learn to experience them daily. And most importantly, thank you for continuing to enable us to move forth from the dark ages of modernity by placing our heads below our hearts, valuing people over profits, and always choosing love over fear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I say amen. Ashe Ahoa Sa Shinga Bismillah, and so it is. Ashe. All righty. Wow. There's a lot of winter storm weather going on in the country. And hey, Tracy, nice to know you're here. She's in the village. She's in the village. And so everybody caught in this winter weather here where I'm at, it's just cold. It's just sub-zero city. Um, and other places are getting snow in a way that they don't. I know in for my family in New York, I think they said they were up to 8 inches and looking to get like a foot of snow. So, yeah, old man winter ain't playing this year, saying you all forgot what it was really like. So I came back to remind you. So once again, happy, happy New Year, all you wisdom walkers. January 2026 is the first water month. So you see this picture of the frozen water behind me within this final water year of this decade. Yes. Last year, as we practiced and shared our self mastery skills, we went deeper into our experience, understanding, and acceptance of the new Earth consciousness. This month, we get to prepare for a new chapter of healing, growth, and evolution, both personally and collectively. So tonight, I introduce the annual theme for 2026, one of my favorites, having happy endings. Yes. And the five supportive collective commitments. And as always, every month, I will do a spiritual spill of wisdom, insights, and information to help you navigate greatly through the trials and tribulations that 2026 has in store for us. But I think if we could survive, all y'all here, that survive 2025, I think we're gonna be okay. Yeah, absolutely. And I will again be giving you access to a downloadable workbook that provides guidance for crafting your personal commitments for 2026. And I will place a link for that PDF in the description box below this video on YouTube, as well as on my Facebook group, Wisdom Walk Community, this week. So I thank you for tuning in and committing yourself to having your happy endings in life. Ashe. All right. 2026. Here it is. We have moved into this time. It is a very powerful year. Already, so many things have been going on, painful things, but I believe all things that are orchestrated to really wake us up and really help us as a humanity really say no to what we know is detrimental, destructive to our existence. And I want to take you through a little reminder about the energies of this year, and that I think to kind of help support what I'll be talking about with having happy endings as our theme and the collective commitments. So first, I want to remind you that Chun Yi Lin, this wonderful Qigong master, Qigong grandmaster, says 2026 marks a cosmic alignment that happens once every 60 years. Ancient wisdom tells us that every 6 decades, the energies of the universe align in a rare configuration, opening a portal where profound transformation becomes possible, where karma can be cleansed, where destiny can be rewritten. Wow, just wonderful. And again, 2026 is a water year. And according to the Dagger of Wisdom, water is also called Kwan. Water is calling us to peace. It encourages us to slow down, to notice things that are overlooked, and to really focus. This is so in alignment with the monks who I'm going to talk about in a minute. And the water person is slow, shows great understanding, and is eager to make things work for the greater good. He or she perceives the world in terms of possibility. The water person thinks of community, relations, love, and harmony. And also, water helps us grieve and reconcile the unreconcilable. Yes. And we truly need this, especially after 2025 and the beginning of 2026. We need to know that we can allow ourselves to do the kind of releasing we need. And here's it says, among other things, among other causes, grief arises from recognizing the loss that occurs from our failure to notice. And grief comes also from recognizing the wide gap between what is possible and the impossibility of getting there. The salted taste of tears of grief is a cleansing taste of reconciliation, of the desire to reconcile, because water cleanses and washes away the impurities of our failures and heartbrokenness. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I just have to show this comment and give a shout out. Susan, sister girl, thank you. You know I love you madly. This is a magical woman, a great keeper of great wisdom, and yeah, she's amazing. Love you so much. Thank you for shouting out. Absolutely. So, 2026 in the numerology is a number one. And from that, we get that this is our time to live a new story with happy endings. Yes, the universal ones, the beginning of an entirely new 9-year numerological cycle that will unfold through 2034 and represents initiation, identity, courage, and creation. It asks us to choose who we are becoming next. If 2025 felt like a dissolving, a shedding of old identities, relationships, or structures, 2026 is the moment we step forward and say, "This is mine to create." This isn't about rushing or forcing momentum. It's about taking intentional first steps toward the life you truly want. Don't be afraid to dream big this year, and I mean big. No vision is too ambitious to begin now. Yes, yes, yes. That's wonderful. And also 2026 for the Chinese New Year, which begins February 17th. We're still finishing out the snake year. Don't forget that. But we're going to have this amazing red fire horse year. Yes. And the fire horse emphasizes independence, bold change, increased social opportunities, and creative self expression. Yeah. Yeah, how wonderful. And, look at such an amazing combination of you getting like it's a yin yang kind of thing because we got the water in the Dagro and the Chinese say, hey, here's some fire. And so that's a really nice balance. And then the number one, again, this living the new, opening up and actually living the new. Yeah. How amazing. How amazing. Okay, Daphne, I sees you. I sees you. Thanks for being here. And I'm getting ready to faint. I'm getting ready to faint. This one, Andrea. Huh, Andrea, my shaman sister of North Carolina. Oh my God. When I started my true initiatory, how do I live this shamanic wisdom keeping? How do I really live being a healer? And Andrea opened her home to me on the side of the mountain in North Carolina, and I was able to really get more grounded into my truth as a healer. Yes, I just love her. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for reaching out. You're amazing. Absolutely. And now I want to add to the energies of this year the monks that are walking from Fort Worth, Texas. Some of them have come from around the world. It's not just from Fort Worth, they've come from around the world, but they're walking to Washington, D.C. And even today, in all this cold, the monks are walking. They got their boots on, they got their hats, they got their gloves, that they like, no, the storm isn't stopping us. We're clear about our mission and our purpose. And yeah, if we have to shelter down, we'll do that. But we need to show people that nothing is going to stop our walk for peace. Yeah, there's amazing. And I want to share with you this quote I took from a talk that the leader monk, the Venerable Bhikkhu Pranakara, said, because I think this is so right on for what it is that is happening. So here it is. Mindfulness is something that we have been missing. We should not live with anger or hatred or regret or anything like that anymore when we come to this year, the year of 2026. This is the time. This is the call for all of us to be awake. We have been in sleep for a long time. This is a time when all of us will have to awaken and stay awake, which is to pay attention to our breath going in and out by the nostril. Instead of breathing to survive, now we breathe to live the way we should. We breathe to have peace of mind. We breathe to show love more than ever. Ah! Love it. Love it, love it, love them. Crazy for the monks. And I get why a lot of people still don't know about them. And some people I think would know because they've got a spiritual intelligence and emotional intelligence going on. But, unless you sometimes somebody has to tell you or you come across it on Facebook or YouTube by accident. But I think everybody needs to know about this historical moment. So, those of you that do know, please share it. Let your family members know, you know, yeah, it is so powerful. And it is, again, bringing the water energy of peacemaking in such an incredibly powerful way. And, the monks will say every time they talk, and I say they because Pranakara is the leader, but he's the mouthpiece for them. He's a bridge, between cultures, their culture and the outside world. And so I say they. And so when they talk, they always say, look, we're not trying to convert anybody to Buddhism, but mindfulness, learning how to watch your breathing, learning how to not multitask, learning how to keep your phone away and not keep it so close to you all the time, like a lover. He calls it your lover. How that really is going to bring peace to the world from the inside out. Because he says, us monks, we can't create world peace, but we're bringing you a key to how to be peaceful in your own heart and in your own life and doing this breathing practice he has. And to me, the one I do every morning and other people I know, yeah, you get up, you get out a piece of paper, pen, pencil, and you write, today is going to be my peaceful day. And I put in Ashe. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I am so thrilled, to me, them walking for peace is a great, powerful example of what wisdom walking is about. Yeah, this is it. You don't let anything stop you. You open up to receive whatever you need from the universe so that you can complete your mission. I mean, it truly is what wisdom walking is about. So we are so, so blessed to have the monks in our lives, walking and teaching and demonstrating how we don't have to give in to the crazy and to the insanity that has been going on. Yeah. I could talk about the monk for hours, but I'm going to go on and talk to you about our annual theme, which is having happy endings. Yes, yes, yes. Now, let me explain about that, but I'm first going to show you a quote from my book, The Wisdom Walk to Self Mastery. Life is meant for happy endings. As I said before, if you want to have happy endings in life, you must first believe in them. This is not an easy thing to do, especially if your pain body is in charge of your life. Making anyone or anything besides you and your God responsible for your happy endings can also be a huge barrier along your journey to fulfillment. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So, happy endings. which I also call fulfillment in life, is something that we usually only want to think about or understand as, a positive, beneficial outcome that comes as a result of a long period of time or, things falling into place in the universe, um, and, and something that I may not have. I may not get it. It may not happen for me. And what I have been talking about for years is that we can't just relegate happy endings to the fairy tales or to the K dramas. you know, um, we really need to realize that we can have them and we can learn how to have them because I'll read you some of my notes. It says, um, happy endings have a spiritual resonance and they're an answer to a prayer, a request, an intention, or a wish. They require our participation. You can't have a happy ending. You can't receive a happy ending if you don't believe it and if your pain body is running the show. We think of happy endings as one or a few big events in our life. But the truth is, happy endings can occur daily or even in small, ignored, continuous moments like breathing. Yeah. So if you've ever had a challenge with breathing, from emphysema, asthma, whatever, and when you take a breath in and nothing can come out, or you want to take a breath in and nothing comes in. Yeah. When you finally can have it come in, have it go out. Oh, that's a happy ending. That is totally a happy ending. So if we're to experience fulfillment in any area of our lives, we've got to recognize and appreciate the happy endings that we experience every day. In this way, we won't miss out or squander and dismiss the happy endings we didn't ask for, but ones for which we are divinely orchestrated to receive. Yeah. So again, this is taking this thing about, if I get married to the right man and or right woman, then I will have a happy ending. If I get that dream job, if I get that dream home, um, even if I get that dream car, it can be, I will have a happy ending. So a lot of times happy endings too are wrapped around something materializing, something material in life. But to create and and amplify your belief system about all the happy endings that you need, you really do have to break it down into smaller experiences and realize that happy endings are happening on a daily basis. And I'll tell you mine, like when I was sick, um, and fell out in August of 2024, and I was at a point where I didn't know, would I ever get my energy back the way I was? Was my heart damaged? Was my nervous system damaged? Can I stay standing without needing to sit down? Or can I stay standing and not fall? And so for about a period, I'd say about maybe 6 months, maybe more than 6 months. It was more than 6 months, I think. I finally found myself one day waking up, standing up, and going to the bathroom without worrying about I'm going to fall down. That was a happy ending, something to be celebrated. Absolutely. Or when I can eat a meal and I don't have any digestive stuff going on. That's a real happy ending. That like real happy ending. Or if I get a really good night's sleep where I wasn't interrupted, I wasn't, having cortisol fly all over the place, and I wake up and I'm like, "I've slept for 9 hours." Oh, that's a real happy ending. Exactly. So, the more you recognize the small, continuous, important happy endings going on in your life on a daily basis. Like, I made it from here to there, going to work. I made it to the store and out of the store and got back home. That's a happy ending. So I want you to really think about that. I want you to think about what are the happy endings that are going on for you that you aren't paying attention to, or you're seeing it as, "Oh, that's not really a happy ending." Yes, it is. Yeah. So, this year, that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be focusing on that. We're going to be writing, today is going to be my peaceful day, and at the end of the day, looking back and seeing how peaceful was it? When was it peaceful? That's a happy ending. Exactly, because disturbances are gonna come, but if we can get back to our inner self, calming ourselves down, listening to our hearts, listening to our breathing, do our breathing, get like this, oh, that's a happy day. We got back. We got back. And as I said, all year long, I will be talking about this. Now, the collective commitments, what are they and how are they gonna support us in having those happy endings? Well, the first thing I thought about I needed to talk about honoring these things that it is we're calling ourselves to do. And I just want to show Tracy's comment. Yes, it is all the little things, Tracy, which really are essential, right? Yeah. So I thought about honoring and honor in the way I'm going to talk about it and define it is a metaphysical field in which dignity, truth, and purpose can coexist without distortion. The idea of honoring as an action is to recognize, respect, or dignify someone or something. It's the environment needed for souls to grow and communities to evolve, not by force, but by resonance. So I like this, how can I call it? Partnering our five commitments with honor, meaning that your job is to take on learning, giving it attention, figuring out how does it relate to you, giving it space in your mind and in your actions, ultimately, making it something that it is good to pay attention to. It is good to consider, contemplate, and bring it in. That's what I mean by honor. Yes, honor these five delicious, wonderful commitments that I have for you. Yeah. So, having happy endings requires honoring vulnerability, self love, unhappy endings, growth mindset, and emotional nutrition. Just take that in for a minute. And don't you love that phrasing, that terminology? Emotional nutrition. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Just like regular nutrition. If you eating that processed sugar, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna be good. Your emotions need to be fed. They need to be supported. They need to be nurtured and nourished, not stomped on. So let's begin with our collective commitments. I'm going to walk you through them. The first one, and this is aligned with January. It's a water energy, and it is vulnerability. Yeah. So it's January, June, and November for this commitment. Without vulnerability, there is no love, no belonging, and no joy. Having happy endings requires emotional courage. Defining this. Vulnerability is uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. Yes, it's scary. And yes, we're open to being hurt. But can you imagine your life without loving or being loved? Facing vulnerability takes enormous courage because vulnerability is also a pathway to deep and meaningful experiences in life. Vulnerability is the birthplace for love, belonging, joy, courage, creativity, and peacemaking. And this information I called from Brene Brown. The wonderful Brene Brown did that great TED Talk. If you've never seen it on vulnerability, I will leave the link in the description box below. And I also will post it on my at the for the Facebook community because this is so wonderful. I think it's been 10 years now, maybe since she gave that talk. And we are still, needing to really integrate what real vulnerability is and why it's so essential for us to honor it, to really learn and integrate it into our being, into our self mastery. Yeah, really, really cool. I like it. Yes. Next is honor the golden rule. I can't tell you how long I've been wanting to talk about this one. It's been at least 3 or 4 years. So finally, here it is. And it aligns with the fire element for February, July, and December. The golden rule is not moral instruction, it's soul behavior. When I honor you, I honor myself. When I harm you, I create a disturbance in the field I also inhabit. Having happy endings requires self love. And here's the definition: the golden rule requires a foundation of self love. If I secretly dislike or devalue myself, then treating you as I treat myself might not be kind at all. Many cultures note this subtle paradox. The golden rule presumes a healthy relationship with yourself. And I thought this was really great coming off of last year's theme of unconditional love as the, ultimate reward of self-mastery. And so this is extending it into the golden rule, which is, I hope everybody knows, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I think the European way of saying it is, as I do to you, I do to myself. And so it's that unity consciousness piece, but I love the way it is here where we really, really get it's a call to love ourselves because I can't do I don't want to do unto you if what this negative self-talk and the self-sabotage I got going on. No, I got to clean that up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Next, we have honor, grief, and praise. Honor, grief, and praise. What does that mean? Grief, oh, and it aligns with the nature element for March and August. Grief is praised because it is the natural way love honors what it misses. Having happy endings requires honoring unhappy endings. Yes. Here's a definition: grief is not a disorder, a disease, or a sign of weakness. It is an emotional, physical, and spiritual necessity, the price you pay for love. If we do not grieve what we miss, we are not praising what we love. If we do not praise whom we miss, we are ourselves in some way dead. So grief and praise make us alive. Wow, wow. And this information comes from Martin Prechtel, shaman par excellence. He got trained in Guatemala by the Zutu Mayan. And he's written several books. This one comes from, I think it is The Smell of Rain on the Dust. Yeah. And you can find him easily on YouTube. I may also put a link to his talk on grief and praise that I think everybody needs to listen to. But it is so beautiful and it really helps us better understand what true grief is really about. And again, this year, I will be talking about this and supporting you in integrating this and honoring it. Yeah. And then we get honor the higher timeline. Yes, and you've heard me, those of you that follow, you've heard me talk about it all the time. Go to the higher timeline, leave the lower one behind. And so we will be delving into this more, and it aligns with the mineral element for April and September. The higher timeline represents the moment when the human vessel finally remembers its design intention. That evolution is not about escaping the human condition, but sanctifying it. Having happy endings requires a mindset. Growth mindset. And here's the definition. The higher timeline is the evolutionary path where the wound becomes wisdom, the pain body becomes the oracle, and the human being remembers how to sanctify life, transmuting suffering into purpose, shadow into genius, and destiny into conscious creation. Yeah. So important. Exactly. And see, when the monks are talking about, do your breathing, set that intention. Today is going to be my peaceful day. They're talking about going to the higher timeline. Absolutely. Go to that higher timeline. Leave the lower timeline behind, because this is what's going to get you to be able to navigate the lower timeline, to be in it, but not of it. Like them walking through that storm, able to walk through that storm. Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love it. The higher timeline. I always talk about that because it's so important. But I also want to say, too, it really is like what the monks are talking about, a practice. It is a practice. Yeah. So that's why we're going to honor it this year so that you're able to really learn what what really supports you in going to the higher timeline. What does it look like, taste like, smell like, sound like, for you to go to the higher timeline. Yeah. Good, good, good practice. And then last but not least, uh, honor right relations. And I have been waiting for a couple of years to be able to talk on this. It's aligned with the earth element, and this is for May and October. We come to know ourselves most clearly through those who can see us without distortion. I'm going to repeat that. We come to know ourselves most clearly through those who can see us without distortion. Right relations offer that mirror. Having happy endings requires emotional nutrition. Yes. The definition. Right relations are essential to fulfillment because we do not complete our becoming alone. Right relations support rather than stall are becoming the best version of ourselves. Right relations do not entangle us, they encourage us. Uh-huh. 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 Like for a while there, even on my journey, I was into evolutionary teachers, right? Who are the persons that are not giving me emotional nutrition? And what is it that I'm learning from that? What is it I'm healing through? What is it that's going to get me to the next moment? But in 2018, well, it really started in 2015, but really in 2018, when I got to cohabitate with Miss Sarah, that's when I really learned what honoring right relations is really about. Yeah. Because this lady and me with her, we fed each other. We fed each other emotional nutrition. And it was tasty and it was good. And you never felt like your stomach was empty. It was so great. Yeah. Yeah. Just really wonderful. And it did teach me that, yeah, okay, there are times when your evolution, your teacher's going to pop up, but you don't need to turn that into this is right relation. No, don't do that. No, right relation is emotionally nutritious. Yeah, you want to be in that situation. Ah, there's Maki Linda. Hi, thank you for tuning in. Another fabulous person, very spiritually intelligent and wonderful, very brave. Yes, yes, yes. So there you have it. And speaking of Miss Sarah, this month, my saying from her is look at her with her little sassy self. This is at 90. Yeah, this is at 93 years old. Don't keep talking about the problem. Focus on what you want. Ashe, ashe. And so, my darlings, there you have it. Boop, 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 boop. And I was going to talk a little more about vulnerability since this is the month for it. Um, But I think you got a gist of it just from the definition and the tagline, and then in June, I will be able to spill some more on it, and then again, I'll leave Brené Brown's information, I'll leave the link to her video, or you can just, Google her, but, that's really, uh, I think enough for right now with that because I don't wanna keep you all night. But, yeah, we'll get it. Yeah, Daphne knows about Brene. Yeah, she is. She's fabulous. You all will love her if you've never experienced her before. Hey, Hector, thank you for being here. Yes, manifest the solutions, not the problems. That's what right relations do. Obviously. Yes, beautiful, Mikey Linda says. Yeah. So, my dears, I want to shout out to all of my regular watchers, all of those who have wisdom walk with me, and you know who you are, to my family here in the Midwest, and those on both coasts, to my spiritual kin and my medicine brothers and sisters around the world, and those who came on to this YouTube tonight. I am so happy and grateful. Yeah, and to you who are watching and listening for the first time, I want to say thank you. Big thank you. I couldn't do this without you and your willingness to listen and watch. And I am so grateful. I feel so blessed to be of service to you in this way. And again, I thank you for your commitment to wisdom walking and your self mastery. Absolutely. Yeah. I got some more comments. Hi, I'm Kathy. I think the things you talk about on here is wonderful. Kathy, thank you so much. I love that feedback and so glad that it's of service to you, my dear. I really, really am. That just rocks my world. Oh, you're so welcome, Tracy. She says thank you. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the invite. This is my peaceful year. Yes, 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 it's going to be. I love it. That's at TPT7, one of Daphne's community members that she invited. So let me share with you what's upcoming. Um, this January astrology is off the chain, and tomorrow is a very powerful day because Neptune is leaving the sign of Pisces and going into Aries. I love it. So I will give you that information in astrology for self-mastery on this Friday coming up because my astrologers haven't gotten the information out and I need some time to pull it all together. But I figure Friday will be good because you'll be able to see what happened from the 20th to the 30th. Yeah. And then Sunday, February 1st, I will do the astrology for the first half of February, um, and that is gonna be a full moon in Leo. Yeah, really powerful. The elemental wisdom for February, I'll do on the first day of that month's um, elemental week, which will be Thursday, February 5th. And that, of course, will be a Earth week. And then I'll come back for Wisdom Walk Talk on Sunday, February 15th, and that's when I will talk about the golden rule. Yeah. And then I will do a special astrology report because on that Thursday, February 2026, oh my God, it's the true beginning of a new era, something that hasn't happened in like 4,000 years, which is Neptune and Saturn meeting in the part of the sky that's called Aries at 0 degrees, and it enters us into a whole new chapter. For real, for real, for real. Yeah, the energy is really going to shift up. And I know y'all are feeling it. I know you feel it the way I've been too. It's just amazing. Absolutely. Oh, you're so welcome, Terry Bailey writes 247. I love that. She said, thank you. What a blessing. And then she thanks Daphne for inviting her, saying, I needed to hear this. I love it. Love it. Yeah. And everybody needs to hear about the monks. I just, everybody needs to know about the monks. Absolutely. So, some quick promos for you from my dear friend, first Queen Reverend Adara, her Heart for Healing service, free and open to the public. It's a Zoom every first and third Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And you can go to our website, spiritismylife.com, click on events, and you will get access. She does a beautiful meditation. It's just really, really powerful and just love, 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 love energy. Very loving energy. I also want to shout out for Juanita Robertson and Amy Houghton's book, The Inner Ground Railroad, which also uses the Dagger of Medicine Wheel to take you on a 40-day journey to remembering soul and spirit. It also deals with the issues of race in this country and the healing that is being called forth, and it's available, of course, Amazon Kindle and other online booksellers, just like my book, The Wisdom Walk to Self Mastery, Ancient Wisdom for Transforming Pain. Yeah, it's still out there. So, my dears, I am just so, so happy that this year is here and that we have this new opportunity to make every day our peaceful day, to learn how to honor these commitments that are going to help us really navigate through this 2026. And it's with vulnerability, it's with practicing the golden rule, understanding that about self love. It's about grief and praise, realizing that we need to really be expressed about what we miss. We need to praise it as well. And also that higher timeline, learning how to most easily access it, and right relations, to really give ourselves permission to connect with people, places, and things that we relate to because they are giving us emotional nutrition. Yeah, absolutely. And last but not least, I want to thank my God, my ancestors, my spirit guides, loving entities, everything that walks with me, keeps my head to the sky, my feet to the ground, and my heart open to do this work with and for all of you. Now, have a healthy and safe fire week that we are in, being truthful to yourself and others while calling on the ancestors for guidance. Continue to strengthen your immune system. Protect your nervous system by praying for others versus taking on their pain. And most importantly, my darlings, you are not disposable. And you know why? Because you are divine. Good night now. And as the monks say, be well, be happy, be peaceful. Nighty night, Queen Wisdom. Thank you.